Yeah, what's going on? It's your boy Tex is back over here with the MUTMen podcast. We are on episode number 45. We got Gut Fox here as always.
How's it going, Texas?
It's going good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear. When Fox is doing well, you don't worry about anything in your life. We also got another member. Well, not really a member. It's kind of like a sub-member because like cats and dogs don't get along. It's gonna be kind of interesting podcast. You got a feline, and you also got a canine. You got my man Bengal in here right now. What's going on, Bengal?
Let's not pretend that foxes and tigers are even in the same boat. Let's not do any of that. A tiger, just like they're on a whole nother level.
You don't know that? Maybe baby tiger, or maybe
tiger. The thing is, they'd just be outfoxed. So
potentially.
See what he did there?
Yeah.
See what he did there?
Yeah.
But yeah. You got a great podcast coming your guys' way. You guys wanted me to put some gameplay on the screen, so you guys should see some gameplay right now. For those listening on iTunes, I'm sorry, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But for those that are on my channel right now watching, there should be some gameplay on the screen as well as some timestamps down in the description below so you guys can click on what you want to listen to. So that way you guys can just go right to what you want to hear.
What kind of gameplay?
You guys requested that.
What kind of gameplay we getting? Mortal Kombat or what?
No, Blitz event, man. I went ahead and played the entire event, so you guys are gonna have a lot of gameplay down there, and hopefully I recorded enough. Otherwise, it's gonna be kind of interesting to see the black screen back there.
I was hoping for some MK as well, some Kung Lao action.
Mortal Kombat. I got Mortal Kombat. We can get on with the sticks sometime. Throw down if you like. Do some tournaments out here.
I'm not trying to beat you too badly.
Still right now. No. Okay.
I actually re-downloaded it though. I am down.
All right, let's get it. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into what we'll be discussing today. And Gut Fox has the agenda.
Oh, nice. So here's what we got. Madden 18 and its engine. The CFM we're going to talk about pretty early here. 99 overalls, the Fat 5 theory, the Super Bowl content, competitive Madden, the Equalizer, the Madden Patch that came out, and the Superbowl predictions at the end. So CFM, Bengal. You do a lot of CFM rebuilds and whatnot, and we kind of want to talk about what's in Madden 17, like what they did right in the CFM and what you want to see in the future. Let's talk about what they did right in the 17 connected franchise mode. And what are your thoughts on 17?
Well, despite a lot of people saying, Madden's the same every year, there are times when I'm on the EA bandwagon and other times where I hop off. But I think in Madden 17, they actually made great advances with the CFM as far as interface and a lot of the features that actually make it more enjoyable for the I don't want to say competitive player, but someone who's sim. Really I guess you could say sim first part of it, but that's not exactly what I'm referring to. I mean like someone who's more relaxed as for someone
casual.
Like me that goes into it.
Casual.
Well, yeah,
right?
but I wasn't thinking about casual. I was going to get to casual, but someone that goes into it full forced, full fledged.
Hardcore.
Yeah, hardcore. There you go. They made advances in both departments, so you have the option to play only like the key moments, kind of like you do in Ultimate Team. So you play big third downs or enter the red zone. You can just jump in whenever you want, or you still have the option to play the full game, obviously. But with trading, a big thing that they did that I absolutely love because the bulk of my channel for rebuilds and things like that is trading. And it's no longer just blind, offer these 3 players for this, and they say either yes or no. You can actually fill up a bar for the trade system to see how close you are. And I think that adds a ton because it's no longer just blind going after it. You can actually see how close you are to actually getting a trade done and then thinking about what do I have to do to actually get it going.
So I haven't played Madden connected franchise modes very, very hard these last few years. But that's a feature from old Maddens, right? It wasn't that in like when I used to play CFM as my main mode. That was always in there before. That's like the kicking meter, the new kicking meter this year. That was just in there before, correct?
Wasn't in the last 3 Maddens. They had something a little bit different with interest levels, but no meter that you had to fill up previously. So a bunch of things that I like about that. But no, there was no meter in the past, or at least past 3. That I can remember. My memory doesn't go past 4 years.
Fair enough. And a lot of drinking. Hey, so CFM. So you like the trading system, and I know there's a lot of improvements. Like, have you played other CF or like any other franchise mode in any other games, sports games?
Yeah, I played a bunch of 2K, and 2K has so many things right about the franchise mode. It's like where NBA 2K lacks in the My Team, / Ultimate Team aspect of things. They make up for in the My League, which is the same as franchise in Madden, except they have so many features that I wish Madden would just orient into their game, which is why I'd be so excited about an NFL 2K, potentially in the future. It seems very unlikely. But they have the Trade Finder feature, which I think is phenomenal, because up until even this year, which I forgot to mention, is you would have a player who could be an 80-something overall and 27 years old and just would have no interest to any team, when in reality, that's a player that should generate interest from at least one team. An 80 overall, that's not too bad. But in the past, wouldn't even be a thing. And in 2K, you could just click, however many players you want. I think it was up to 3 and picks, and then you could get offers from teams around the league, pretty much every team with an offer. And I think that's something that Madden could really, really benefit from, and it's just not in there.
Yeah, so the player movement feature. Tex, any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I agree with him about the 2K. I love the 2K association. The issue with 2K is so many games.
Yeah.
Yeah, 82 games you have to play. That's kind of annoying. You could sim most of them, pick and choose, but with EA having only 16 games to work with, it makes it a little bit more in and out as opposed to a little bit more in depth that 2K has. But Madden probably does need to have more depth. That Trade Finder feature is also kind of a cheat code. It's basically because you can just put anybody there and they'll just give you offers, as opposed to where Madden you have to find the right guys and match up. So Trade Finder would be kind of cool over here, but Madden has a long way to go before they get on the levels of 2K or even MLB franchise mode.
Yeah, I haven't played enough MLB.
Yeah, I was gonna actually bring up baseball simulators or Football Manager. Have either of you guys played those games?
Yeah, I played
any of those type of games.
Football Manager.
I've played, what is that, Madden Head Coach? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, we could talk about Head Coach and Football Manager. So Head Coach, I did a video on it, and there were a lot of features in that kind of missing Madden. So bring it back, which was crazy because that was an EA property that they folded, and they folded guys into Madden, and they ended up just laying off the guys. But I feel like there is a lot of potential things that are missed, like you say, the Trade Finder, and I'm trying to think specifically what I wanted. Now I can't remember, but what do you guys think about a connected franchise like story mode, like the FIFA had this year? Bengal, what are your thoughts?
Absolutely. What I really want, is not even a connected franchise story. I want 2 separate modes. I want a superstar mode. I want them to bring that back with a story. That is a lot to ask for, but that would really be ideal. So I want a superstar mode with a story. I need connected franchise to just be franchise. I don't want it to everything be in the same league. I just think it's too cluttered. It's not the best for each individual mode. So I'm not a fan of the way it currently is, unfortunately.
So you think like it's too split up, like too not enough focus on each one?
I think they just took the lazy route, yeah.
Okay. All right. Texas?
I kind of agree, and also I don't want to see like a story mode over here with Madden, just based off of like with 2K, it's cool, but after a while, like right now I'm playing 2K, and I can't just skip the story. I have to watch every cutscene. Basically, it's just kind of annoying. Sometimes it's cool for the first time playing it, but after over and over again doing it, it's just like I already seen this, and usually the story only comes with one storyline. That's why I think games that are gonna like Fallout and those, if you want to play a story, go play those games. Or play GTA. Don't play games like Madden where the storyline is going to be the same for me, you, and little Jimmy that lives down the block. Like I feel like Madden's kind of like story modes are kind of played out when it comes to these games. But they do need some. If they do bring one back, they separate it. Superstar only needs a story. Then have franchise be its own entity.
So Texas, after last week, I thought we were referring to as Little Jerome.
Little Jerome.
I did hear
I mean,
that.
I could do Little Jerome, but like. Right now, little Jerome ain't living in my area right now. This is a Jimmy down the block. I moved up in the world, man. I moved up.
Fair enough. So I'm fully more on the side of Texas here, mainly because I wouldn't play the story mode at all. Like I wouldn't love them putting resources into it, but I wouldn't. I'm not gonna like get out here and say no story mode. That's stupid or whatever. But I would rather them focus on other things. But that's just my opinion. So, what else do you want added to CFM for Madden 18, Bengal?
Someone had brought up to me the potential of a calendar, like the way they used to have in the old Maddens, instead of this normal simulate week by week type deal. And I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I wish I could, give you a definite answer on that, because I feel at the one time it's streamlining the whole process, but at the other time I feel like for you get a certain number of allocated scouting points per week. They just give you all that at once? I feel like there are a number of nuances that they would have to work out depending on if they added a calendar. A huge thing for me, since I'm huge into the draft in real life, if you could go into the draft the way you do in 2K, going right back to 2K. I feel like that'd be phenomenal. I'd love to see like player highlights in the game. I don't see that as realistic, but you know what I mean, like little scouting tapes. A player gets drafted, you see them catching a touchdown or whatever. So I think a more focused draft would be very helpful. But I was talking to someone at EA, and they said like 60% of the players who play CFM don't even make it past the first season into the off season, so they're not really focusing in that department. So I don't really even know what to say.
Yeah, but like I don't know if that's a great metric. Like 60%, that's just like then they're done with
It's a
your
random
game.
arbitrary number. I don't know how they come up with that data.
Yeah, like I've started a bunch of franchises. I said screw this, but like that doesn't mean I don't want those things in the off season when I eventually get to it. Like
Yeah, and you're also punishing the 40% that are actually getting there.
so you're ignoring 40% of your player base, your hardcore player base. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Not at all.
I just wish they were different. That's all I can say. I wish things were not the way they are.
Yeah, so a couple things I want to bring up here that I've had issues in the past with Madden CFM and what they have right now. First, you can't develop guys on your bench. So, like, the progression system's based on points and how many points you earn per week, the accomplishments they make. But, like, guys oftentimes come off the bench, and then, like, the next year in Madden, they're like, 86, 90 overall or whatever because they have the huge blow-up season. You don't see that in CFM. They're generally like, you have a huge season, maybe you'll get +5 overall, but then your, like, backup goes to, like, 75 instead of an 85. Like in old Maddens, there used to be a more, like, dynamic or random progression from memory. Like, after a season, a guy would be like, holy crap, that guy just bumped up 8 points.
Like
or
the way they
something
did in
crazy like that.
NCAA, you mean? Are you familiar with NCAA?
Yeah, I played a
Dynasty?
lot of NCAA, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean,
So,
if you have quarterbacks, look at Aaron Rodgers to Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers didn't play at all, and then he came off the bench, and he learned under Brett Favre for a couple of years, and then was a pretty good quarterback in his first couple of starts. So I definitely agree with you with the fact that bench players should change, but I don't know how they would do that.
Yeah, there should be something there for that system, in my opinion. And you're right. I'm not smart enough to think of a way myself. Texas, what do you think?
I don't know how they could do that other than just like try to get these guys, because obviously once you get them in the game, that's probably why you got to blow your teams out and then have your backups come in to play at least, or win your division so you can play your guys at the end of the season. But it's like not really the way that can happen, because it can work negatively as well. Some quarterbacks behind Tom Brady, like what's that one boy's name that played for the Texans? That was terrible.
Osweiler, yeah.
No, not Osweiler.
Oh, not
Mallet,
Mallet,
that guy. Yeah, he sat behind Brady forever, and then he went to Texas. It was terrible. So I don't think that there's any way they could possibly do that besides just random like bonuses occasionally. But
Yeah. Like, because even if you have like a superstar development on your bench, they're not going to really develop, correct, Bengal?
It depends how far buried they are. Since I do a lot of simulation, they'll get snaps that they wouldn't get if you actually played all the games.
Oh yeah, because rotation, you can do all your
Yeah, you could do that, but that is
sub packages and
the
stuff
average
like that.
player won't be doing that.
That's a lot of detail. But you can do that for getting people higher overall based off that.
But yeah, I mean, so like that, I don't know. It just feels like they should somehow tune that in. But you're right. Like just randomly, a guy progressive crazy. But again, back to scouting, like scouting and stats. I feel it could be done a lot better. Like there's been a big want in MUT for years for stats. And scouting, you touched on it earlier, and I don't know. Like that old NCAA style or a lot of different scouting. There's so many different methods, but do you actually like the scouting method this year or not, Bengal?
I feel like it's too limited. I do. You have a certain number of points per week. I feel like that's a good way to go about it. So you don't blow your load at once.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Madden. I like blowing it all at once because then I could just save scum it and know everybody's attributes. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah, no,
so if you save all their points to the end, then you blow it all in one go, and then you go back prior to your save, and then you blow it all on new players, and then now you know everybody.
Yeah.
And makes franchise a little bit easier to go.
Yeah, but for those players, I see what you mean. But for those players who want the realistic experience.
What I hated was them giving the ability back in this MUT or this Madden to edit your players in franchise mode, because that was always way too tempting to me. I liked that it was turned off, so I couldn't cheat like that. What did you think about that, Texas?
I remember growing up, my friend used to come by because I was the only kid in the house in the block that had a what do you call it? Xbox 360. And so he would come by and play Madden, and he'd be on it all night, just literally just rating, getting creative franchise and just boosting all these players up, making them look like freaking steroid monsters. And he just enjoyed it. Like, yo, my team's good. I'm like, yeah, they got to be good. What you doing to them? And so I'm kind of glad they did turn it off. And this year they brought back the edit, but the only thing you can really do if you're playing in a public CFM is to just change their position.
Nah, you can do anything. They just it'll show up in transactions, but who's checking there?
Oh. Gotcha.
And it won't even say what you changed. Just say edited a player. So if you change them to a middle linebacker from a right outside linebacker, or if you change their speed from a 65 to a 99, it'll show up as the same thing in transactions.
Gotcha. I didn't know that. Okay. See? So we got a CFM expert here right now. I didn't know anything about that. Okay. So, yeah, they should probably not do that.
I don't know. What do you think of that change, Bengal?
For editing a player?
Yeah, did you like that or not?
The people who wanted it, it's there. The people who are totally against it, you don't have to use it. I like the ability to edit certain things that I feel like EA got wrong, such as, say, for example, you started up the season and you're the New York Giants and Landon Collins like a 70 overall. He sucks. He's awful. And then he has a Defensive Player of the Year caliber season, and maybe you want him in your franchise to reflect that a bit more. Maybe you change his overall or certain aspects. I feel like the ratings should be uneditable, but I like everything else to be,
I would agree
change.
with you there. Yeah, I think that's
like
I
weight,
agree with
especially
that.
like certain outside linebackers coming out of college are like 230, and then in 2 years' time or the off season or whatever, they bulk up because they have that NFL caliber eating training system. Whatever, they gain 10 or 20 pounds.
Steroids. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would agree with you there. That sounds like the best solution. But who knows? It's more customization. I know we always ask for more, so it is what it is.
Better,
but back to stats though. I'm pretty big into stats here, and NFL. All these console games have always kind of gypped us on the stats that we get for these players. Like CFM, how do you feel about the amount of stats they track in CFM and their historical data with it, Bengal?
Can you rephrase any sort of way? I hate to be.
Sure. So basically, in MUT is where my experience is. They don't track any stats.
I wish
and I
they
hate
did.
that. That's one of my biggest wishes that they'd add in MUT, is to track your stats for your cards and either tie it to the card or tie it to the player, however they want to do it. But they obviously have the ability with their objectives, their head-to-head objectives, getting 6,000 pass yards and head-to-head to get the reward. So they have the ability to track it, but they're not showing it to us. In CFM, they have the ability to do historical stats, and they give you a couple of them, passer rating, touchdowns, whatever. And then some of them don't carry over, some of them do. Like the NFL is full of a lot of stats. So what I would like, something like top speed for this player on the field. You know how the advanced stats that ESPN has. What's another good advanced NFL stats? Block percentage or
QBR percentage.
Interceptable passes.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah. So have something like that. I mean, would you want? Obviously, I think that's a dumb question. Would you want more stats? The answer is yes. I mean, what other stats would you want?
I don't think that needs to go like totally full-fledged, but I feel like quarterback pressures allowed. I don't think they have that for offensive linemen. I feel like defensive lineman pressures would be fantastic. But I don't.
Yep.
I think, that's a really, really small thing in the grand scheme of things for franchise. So I don't really care personally if they have QBR for cornerbacks allowed, or certain other variables, certain other stats. I'm not huge on those.
Okay, Texas.
I don't mind it, but at the same time, I don't think they should add it over here into the game, just based off obviously more information the better. Generally, you're gonna have a fun more time playing the game, but I don't think that they should focus their efforts on adding stuff like that, because there's websites dedicated to that, and it seems like there's a lot of extra resources that we have to put into this stuff. Maybe they can outsource it, but if the team has to work on it directly, I'd rather not have it over here.
Oh, okay.
But I would like for them to see, like for guys in the game to play to their stats and have a few outliers here and there. But it seems like whenever you're playing CFN, especially on All Madden, everybody turns into Tom Brady when you're playing against them.
Yeah, it's because the sliders change against you, and it becomes tough. But anyways, I know this is called the MUTMen, but we just talked about CFM for the last 20 minutes. Anything else?
But wait,
What?
I got some more because you said you wanted like what suggestions or what do you want to see going into CFM next year?
Yeah.
I got something. So I played NCAA 14, and that was probably the most college game I played, and I got really into the scouting over there. I wish Madden had more gyms and also more.
The
busts.
draft
It seems
classes
like
are
it's kinda-
terrible this year.
It just seems like this. Like you can't find anybody good. Like occasionally you can see sometimes people tweeting bingo. I got a gym right here, but it seems
Every
like
day.
the gym finding is you find more bust, a lot of more bust than you do find gyms. You can look at the NFL and look at some of the draft. There's a lot of good players taken in late rounds, but in Madden it rarely happens you find somebody good later in the round. So I would like to see them add more gyms into the game, as opposed to just giving us a bunch of bad players that you have to then work on to make them better.
I could drone on about just the scouting and drafting and draft classes feature for so long, so I'll spare you guys. But just one quick thought is you'll see players coming out of the draft like Khalil Mack, for example, who I think is arguably in his rookie year one of the best players at his position. And when like the highest overall you'll see for non-quarterbacks getting drafted in Madden is like an 80 or 81, I think that's just too low, and there needs to be, that once in a lifetime player occasionally just to spice things up a bit.
Yeah.
Like an Andrew Luck or even RG3 for that matter. It's a quarterback that is a can't miss unless something bad were to happen to him.
You'll have some
But they
draft
don't really have
classes
it
where the
over in this
highest
game.
player is like an 82 overall, and that happens consistently, and it's always a quarterback. He's always the highest overall in the class. It's so annoying.
Well, I have a question. So generally, like, I compare the CFM to how Madden rates rookies initially, and if it's similar, like rookies coming into Madden, what was this previous year's 2017 or 2016? Aren't they normally like mid 80s anyways coming into Madden?
They're low.
Those
They're
rookies?
low 80s to high 70s.
So like, what was Jared Goff, Wentz, and Bosa rated at the beginning of this year, Madden 17?
I think high 70s.
Well, I think
or-
Bosa was
Bosa might have been
rated
80.
higher. I think Winston Goff rated lower because they were not sure, but I think Jalen Ramsey and Bosa had higher ratings.
It's like high 70s, low 80s maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then
somewhere
again,
around
like
there.
you have Ezekiel Elliott coming out playing, above that overall, if you will, if you want to take away that O-line. Say he had a
Well,
fantastic season.
Yeah, my point is that I think their initial ratings coming out of the draft are very consistent with their Madden rating coming out of their CFM draft.
They
Yeah,
are,
do-
but
do-
I wish it was different.
Yeah, but whereas like Ezekiel Elliott just proved himself this year to be a 90 overall player or whatever you want to rate him.
And there are a lot of players
So-
that do that nowadays.
Yeah, there are, but like that's the in-game, that's the in-season progression system being screwed up, right? Not necessarily the draft.
Yeah, I guess. I wish you would see some higher overall drafted players not being quarterbacks is my main issue.
Okay.
Like, if you're going to have a quarterback being 84 overall, how often have quarterbacks been the number one player in the draft for, like, the past 5 years? Like, once, maybe? Twice?
Wait. Can you say that question again? How often have they been in the last 5 years?
Yeah.
Been
Like,
the
I'm
best
not
player
talking
in the
about highest
draft
drafted
class.
because you had Jared Goff and Carson Wentz go, but that doesn't mean they were
Yeah,
the best player in
Winston.
the draft.
Yeah, but
Like, it's been a lot of
how often
defensive
the best?
pass rushers
Yeah.
and offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Never seen an offensive lineman be the number one player. And I think I calculated the other day, I've put like 160 hours into just my rebuilds. So I have a lot of experience. I know.
Yeah, he sees it often, so he
Yeah.
knows what he's talking about there.
Yeah, definitely. All right,
Okay.
let's.
La-
Anything
wait,
else you
last
want?
thing,
For...
last thing.
Okay.
Last thing. All right, so I'm on Forbes.com,
Nice.
which they have a list, a Madden 18 wish list, 35 suggestions. Just want to give Bengal some opinion from Bengal real quick. See what he's yes or no on a couple of these. How would you feel about them bringing back creative play?
Yes. I definitely would like that.
Okay.
Wait. Can I jump in here? Or is this just Ben Bengals?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You
Okay, because I don't want to get between you two. I know how.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
I know
I'm
Bengals
sorry, I got
calls
it.
are sharp.
Yeah.
My
fault.
So, with creative play, that would just be offline play, right?
I guess it's not. It just says creative.
Well, I mean,
play is
but
added to a
but
playbook.
there's no way creative play you could add that to online play, because, like when I remember the creative play, and I could be wrong, but you can create routes and combinations that would be like crazy. Like slant outs were removed from the game because they're so good. But like if you had to create a play in 17, like this game would be like impossible to defend. You'd have post routes, deep corners, like I don't know. That can just devolve into who has the. Well, actually, I don't hate that.
I was thinking about it more for offline CFM because if you're gonna be the coach, what does the coach do? Make and call plays.
Yeah, it's just gonna get really glitchy for online play, and that's what I worry about.
Yeah, I don't think that should be an ultimate.
But then you can also create your defensive plays as well. I would think you can counter what that guy's doing, so you know he's gonna be running a slant out and up, or whatever. You could probably have a guy in that vicinity. But yeah, I think offensively it might be kind of cheesy. Like you said,
the defensive AI is not developed enough to be able to handle that.
Neither is the offensive. Yeah, I mean, it's just you could create some crazy defense blitzes too.
That is true.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, sorry. Go on, Texas. I apologize.
You're good. Scouting combine mini games.
Yeah.
So that's what they
absolutely. That was in the game. Madden 07 was the last time I remember seeing it.
It's been a while, yeah.
So absolutely.
Mini game. They were fun, but it wasn't anything like amazing. It was kind of like I don't know. You could make an app now about it. It whatever, in my opinion.
Okay. They have Gutfox's historical stat tracking on this list.
Okay.
Create a draft class?
Yes.
Bengal?
Yes and no. I feel like I want to be able to see real players in there. But at the same time, I don't want to see just I think a lot of people would overdo it and just, hey, look, 90 overall coming straight out of the draft, and all of the players are that good. I feel like it would overload the actual players in the NFL, making them obsolete while the drafted players could be everyone have superstar or whatever. I think that would be overpowered personally.
Yeah, it'd be similar to editing your roster that we were talking about before. That too much control. I would agree with that part. But what I like about that is that
you should be able
somebody
to edit names and places, but not stats.
Yeah. What I think would be sweet about that is that somebody could put out like a community file. Somebody's gonna do it of all of the like college guys coming into the game. Then you just download that for your first season. That would be kind of cool.
Agreed.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah, like the way they do it in 2K again. To go back to that.
All right.
Yeah.
So this one's basically at the end of the year. So carry over connected franchise. So this one will only be used basically once a year. It seems like.
That'd be
so if you're in a CFM for like 4 years with your friends and you want to carry over to the next Madden, would you want to see that?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or it's not that.
Yeah.
Okay. Or it's not that important really. Yeah. At the end of the day.
I like the idea.
I do.
But again, like every moment they spend on CFM, they don't spend on MUT, right? So, and I spend most of my time in MUT, so whatever.
that is true. How about well, they kind of got coach mode this year. Well, not really though. Coach mode's on this list? Well, I guess where you don't got to play the game, you can just call from the sidelines as well, and be able to pick and also play if you want to.
I think that's about maybe the most boring thing I could think of. So probably not.
So Madden coach was head coach was fun, man.
Yeah, but it did get
I like that.
It did get a little stale calling the plays though. That was the calling the plays in the in game was the worst part about head coach.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. All right, and I guess the last one on here that I would like to find out is league expansion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can add more teams to the league.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would think that's a good idea. Didn't they used to have something like that, where you could create your own franchise? Could you expand the league or not?
I don't know about it. Like league expansion, but you could definitely create your own team. I don't remember if you could actually put it into franchise mode. I don't know, but yeah, I would like to see that.
Like 36 NFL teams.
Why not?
That could be kind of cool.
If you're gonna do a whole fantasy franchise type deal, might as well.
Yeah. Do you think the NFL would go for that though?
Yeah, I was talking to someone at EA and they said the NFL approves all animations and everything in Madden. So no, I don't think the NFL would approve that, but I would like to see it though.
That's true. I don't think that's true. Because the NFL don't want people dancing on Sundays. Why they got dancing in the game? I feel like that's somebody lying.
Yeah, that's totally true. Like celebrating going into the end zone, hurdling without the need to hurdle into the end zone is a penalty in the NFL.
I feel like at that point, it's they feel like, it's just a video game, might as well. But when's the last time you guys saw a concussion in Madden as an injury?
Oh, it's like 92 or something.
Yeah.
It's been decades, yeah.
That is true, actually. Concussions are not listed over here at all. I wonder why that is, though.
Because the NFL is totally, game's so safe, concussions, whatever. They're
But are concussions in EA as well? Because soccer leads like a lot, like women's soccer, I think leads the nation in concussions. Do you see concussions in FIFA?
Well,
it might just be
the
EA
NFL
thing.
approving it, right?
I understand it, but I mean, you would think you would see concussions over there. I think it's just an EA thing right there. They take out some injuries and keep some in the game.
Could be.
Because like even so, I play CFM. I haven't seen nobody like I haven't seen an ACL injury
That
other
happens.
than other than if you like sim a game. I haven't seen one it's happen in game. I see it happen all the time when somebody sims a game, but I've never seen it happen in game. So I wonder what happens there. And I think people have had concussions as well. Like if you do sim, I just don't think you see them.
I can tell you, I know for a fact they're not in the game this year.
Okay.
Yeah, like I mean, I think Madden stays away from those controversial issues. Like, how many murders have you seen in Madden, and then how many in the NFL?
You'd be surprised.
Gotcha.
You've seen a lot of murders in Madden.
Yeah, there was Will Hill suspended, or no, I don't know why I said Will Hill, but Aaron Hernandez suspended indefinitely, 4 counts of murder. That was in my injury list.
I mean, they also added in Harvin Marison, the guy that was on the cover of a magazine for allegedly maybe killing some people.
Marvin Harrison, yeah.
Harvin Marison. No, just don't say his name. Harvin.
Oh,
Marison.
it is Harvin?
Yeah. No, you don't say his real name.
I hadn't heard that though.
Yeah, somebody died with the gun that he owned, and it wasn't him apparently, allegedly. So yeah, be careful. Tread lightly around Harvin Marison.
All right.
Why are you saying
That's his name?
wrong?
I'm not saying his real name. Like that's what I know him as. Cause I'm afraid if I say his real name, he might show up in my place and ask some questions. I'm not trying to have him asking questions about me. So we call him Harvin Marison around these streets. That's what we doing right now. I'm afraid of my life, man. I do cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. All right, yeah. Fair enough. So wait, Bengal, were you being serious when Aaron Hernandez was on your injury list for murder?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? How come I had never heard of this before?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that would. All right. So what? Anything else for Madden 18 improvements for CFM, Bengal or Texas?
All right.
There are. I can't think of any right now.
Okay. All right. Do you want to move on to? Did we talk about Madden 18 is confirmed on the Frostbite engine?
We have.
I don't think we did.
Nope.
So that came out of the EA shareholders conference. I heard about it from Jo on Twitter. And what do you guys think about Madden moving to a new engine? Are you guys hopeful, or is it just gonna be same old Madden? Texas.
I don't know how to feel about this because I don't know what the Frostbite engine really is. So I don't know if it's like better physics or if it's just like smoother movements. Or I don't play FIFA, so I have no idea what it is. But I guess any upgrade's better than what we got currently.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been on the same engine since Madden 25.
Have we really been in the same? Okay. I'm about to look at what the Frostbite 3 engine is, and I guess you can talk to Bengal and see what his thoughts are on this.
Well,
yeah,
I know that there are certain nuances in FIFA, like tugging on the jersey when fighting for ball possession, and I'm like, that's crazy that they have that in the game. And, cornerback DB interactions, tugging on the jersey, that could happen. That makes it a little bit more realistic in the game, actually seeing penalties come back for once, although I doubt that. Any way they could improve the game, I think it'd be fantastic. But the main thing that I heard about it was, since every other EA developer has worked with the Frostbite engine, it should make things a lot more seamless and easier to get done. So anything that EA can do more for and save money at the same time, why not? So I feel like if they can make improvements that way, I'm okay with the Frostbite engine, or happy for it even.
Yeah, me too. I'm hopeful because was it Battlefield 3 or 4 that was I don't recall which one was the first one on the Frostbite engine. They both had really rough launches. Maybe was it 3? I'd have to look that up.
It was
but
Battlefield 3.
They both had really rough launches and a lot
first.
of bugs in it. But it seems like Battlefield 1 had such a great launch, and it's I think on the same engine. So I am very hopeful, and I really do hope Madden improves. I don't know how much. Do they have to rewrite their code from the ground up now that it's on a new engine? Does anybody know that?
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so.
I would think so.
But I don't have anything about coding at all. I would just think it's probably just copy paste and just change a few things on the back end. But maybe they got to rebuild it.
I think rebuilding might be of use.
For those who don't get that joke, he does a lot of rebuilds on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he does.
So
all right, so I'm looking on Wikipedia right now before we get into that. So apparently the first game generation was Battlefield Bad Company. And then 1943, and then Battlefield Bad Company 2, which was a fantastic game. Bad Company 2 was great. And then so I guess the Frostbite also makes it possible to feature wider and more detailed destruction, yet an unnamed system for FIFA 17 that brings more movement of corner flags and more detailed spectators and changing weather effects into the game.
Yeah, I was just about to say dynamic weather.
Okay. That's going to be... Okay, so how's it going to affect gameplay, though?
I know.
I think it seems like that affects the environment more so than it affects gameplay.
So this is kind of an older engine too. Then, if the Bad Company series was on this too, I mean, this is a well-worn engine. Then
It seems like, as far as I can tell, that there have been different updates for it. Like there's Frostbite 3 and then now Frostbite 4. If I'm reading this correctly. So.
Yeah, Frostbite 3 housed Dragon Age, Roy McElroy, whatever dude's name is, PGA, Need for Speed, Star Wars, Battlefield Hardline, Plants vs. Zombies, Mirror's Edge in 2016. So, and then the newest game coming out this year, Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda. Well, I mean, those are some pretty big games. So, yeah, I'm hopeful. But I think Bengal's right. I think it will. I mean, it should take a full rebuild, right, to move it to a whole new engine.
I would think so.
So I'm not seeing anything around gameplay though. I'm seeing a lot of things around like the environment. So I don't think the gameplay would need to be recoded. Maybe like the stadium and like the weather stuff, like for that might need to be recoded. But I think the gameplay will probably be the same unless they're gonna add people pulling jerseys and tugging and like actual visual face masks being pulled, or people putting their hand under somebody's chin and just pushing up. Maybe we'll see stuff like that. But I don't think the gameplay is going to change much. I could be wrong about this.
I think they would do it in a similar way, but I don't think, based on what I know of coding, I don't think there's any way that they could just copy paste when it's a whole new system. That's like, I think it's like a change from a Mac to a Windows. It's totally different, even though it could still feel the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me ask some people I know and get back to us later. All right, so 99 overalls are possible now in MUT.
Are they really?
The interesting thing with that is that, like, if you look at 99 overall last year, the circle is completely filled. If you look at the 99 overalls this year, there's a sliver. Like, they're giving us a chance. There's a potential 100. Now, Sahara Joe pointed
You noticed that too?
Yeah.
You noticed that too?
Do you?
I did too. I was like, yo, it's not complete. This is
Well, Sahara Joe put a post on the subreddit, and that's where I found it. But what do you think about that, Texas? You think we're getting to 100 overall?
I don't know, because we still have not got a patch in this game yet where we can get 100 stats. And so if you conceivably get a 99 overall team, the average is still going to be 99 overall. So what that basically tells me is if we're going to get 100 overall, we're going to have to see some 100 overall cards.
Which would be disgusting for me personally. I definitely don't want to see that.
I hope not. Because like we already disproved that the 101 stats don't mean a damn thing. So unless this year they make a conceded effort to prove us wrong, us doubters, that hey, the 101 block shit actually does work, or 101 kick probably does work, I don't want to see 100 overall.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. So Bengal, what are your thoughts
on
the 100 overalls and do you think we're getting there?
I sure hope not. I think 100 overall would just be too gimmicky. I think the pace that Madden 17 has moved at so far for Ultimate Team has been maybe a little bit on the slower side, but I have no complaints. I think, adds more longevity to the game. Definitely more mass 99s are around the corner, which, it's got to happen at some point.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool to get 100, nice round number instead of 99, but I don't know. I think Sly said this on Twitter. Like, do you think they're going to release a guy with a chemistry or a coach with a chemistry that has over 100 stats now matter? That's just kind of a joke.
Yeah,
but,
I would. I'm with the Texas on 100 stats. Don't do anything.
Yeah, they don't show up in game. It's kind of crazy, right?
What was it, Damon Harrison or Brandon Williams that had like 100 block shed? Texas from a while ago. That didn't show up.
Yeah, didn't show up at all. They're gonna show up soon. I'm telling you, we'll get that first Ultimate Legend. I don't know if it's gonna be Michael Vick or whoever it's gonna be. It's gonna be on the back of the car. When we get an update, man, keep an eye out for that. When we get an update in the game, keep an eye out for what it says, man. It's gonna be like some MUT mechanics or some MUT ratings.
Yeah. When they get a new patch in there, 100 overalls possible, even though they weren't already.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we'll talk about the patch and the future patch in just a little bit, but about Michael Vick, did you see that he's retiring here?
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, is he?
So we're not going to get, we might not be getting his Ultimate Legend unless they release it like as soon as possible.
They're going to start, release it early.
Has he officially retired?
I don't think he's filled out the paperwork, but he just announced his intention to retire.
Okay, so sell your quarterbacks this week. Just like you guys know, you might want to sell your quarterback. If you got Russell Wilson, if you got Cunningham, if you got somebody, you might want to sell. Because EA be quick with it. When Steve Smith announced his retirement, we gave him a card that week. He announced it on Monday, and now they can't make the Steve Smith card unless they pay him. So I think EA probably was going to try to cash out Michael Vick, or unless they signed a deal with Michael Vick before this, and they have his rights regardless.
Michael Vick is hosting a retirement party with Gucci Mane before the Super Bowl.
Oh, lit! That's Atlanta. That's go. Oh my! I need to go to that.
You got quite the travel plan coming up here this weekend. First, you got to go to Houston to get the Emmitt Smith codes, and then you got to go to Atlanta to party with Michael Vick, Texas.
Yeah, they're gonna Gucci. The Migos might be there, man.
That's
some bad and bougie. It's gonna be fun.
Has Houston on the cover picture. So I don't even know.
Oh,
you
so
have to go to
Houston. Yeah, you might.
Oh, is it in Houston?
I think so.
Oh, you know what? I might have to make a trip out there.
I think you have to. It's not even debatable at this point.
So, talking about Houston and Madden Competitive is the final tournaments this Friday for the Madden Bowl, the final games of it. We got 4 competitors entering. One's going to leave with, I don't know, a little bit of extra money than they had going in. So I want to talk about how it relates to the main MUT community and the Deion Sanders codes that were passed out that lit up Twitter. Like hundreds, thousands of followers were added to people's accounts that had Deion Sanders. People went crazy. Dudes were so thirsty they drank toilet water. So Texas, what did you think about this whole Deion Sanders stuff? And did you like the way EA did it?
Well, it's better than they did it last time. So they kind of okey-doke people wouldn't going to the first Draft Champions event in San Francisco, wherever the hell it was the first time. And they said that if you come down here, we're going to give you Jerry Rice. It turns out it was a raffle. Like, you weren't guaranteed a Jerry Rice. I'm liking that they actually gave out code to people that showed up. Now, I don't think they wanted people to give them away to people on Twitter because it kind of caused an uproar and it caused people who already have stacked teams to get free content, and people don't really like people who get stuff. You know how the MUT community is. They'll turn on people in a heartbeat when they don't get something they want. They're so mean, man. So I do like that they gave the codes out. I don't mind that it was chaos out there, but you can't be having people out here drinking toilet water for cards, man. Like, it ain't that serious. There's a guy on Twitter named Hunter Moore who got his account suspended and got banned off the internet for like 5 years for doing stuff like that. Like, that's not allowed, man. Now, he was doing also other things where people would send like their ex's nudes to him, but people were drinking toilet water from that dude. That's kind of creepy, man. Can't be out here allowing people to do that, especially for a card that's going to be irrelevant in like 3 months.
Yeah, but he's going for like it's amazing what people do for 200,000 coins or about. That's probably his market value since the regular one goes for 300. But what did you think, Bengal? What did you do?
I only saw it
what
briefly.
would you do for
I only got contacted a little bit, but yeah, it was kind of funny. I agree with Texas. I like that they actually followed through and gave something away this time, rather than having a raffle. It's a typical EA thing. But overall, the card basically has no value. I think it's going to be going for like $1 million due to rarity, but actual value, not a lot.
Yeah, no, it's I know it's NAT, so you can't sell it back, which is the bad part about it. And Deion Sanders, he just can't block shed. So it's I don't know. I didn't like the Deion that much because he didn't fit my system very well in the cover 2, but I know a lot of other people really love him, especially blitzing off the nickel with his speed, for those edge blitzes. So you see some of that in the competitive Madden tournament. But
you're seeing
who do you guys
a lot
think
of that now too? Because in regular Madden, because dudes out here just sitting that nickel blitz with Deion coming off the edge, it's kind of unstoppable.
Oh yeah, I mean, everybody in the regular Madden online community copies what's in this tournament because this stuff kind of spreads. So who do you guys think is going to take it down? The tournament, the competitive Madden.
Who's going to win?
Or what? Texas. Who do you think is going to win it all?
So we got Problem, and we got I'm going to go for the dub dot guy, just because like he seems to be kind of fun.
Yeah,
like he seems to understand that this is not as serious as everybody's making it out to be. It's video games, man. Like, why are we out here doing cliche sports talk and praising the cathedral? Like, no, I like his anarchy. I'm not gonna lose somebody wearing an Odell Beckham jersey, so I'm gonna go for that guy just based off his personality. He got me watching. Yeah. I don't watch these things. He got me watching.
So, Bengal, how about you?
I haven't watched competitive Madden
mode?
since Madden 13. So, Problem's the only one that I know, maybe. But I hear he's bad now, so I don't know.
Well, he's in the Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, but
So
like,
he's not-
but well, okay, it's like Big Ben's not bad, but he's worse than he was. It's kind of like that comparison. From what I hear, I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
Like, whoever wins wins.
He's not as good as he once was. What you're saying?
Is there a Giants fan in it?
He's in decline, but yeah, he's still great, but he's in decline, like LeBron James essentially.
Sure.
Do you think so?
I think
don't know.
LeBron's still amazing.
Okay, never mind. So he's not LeBron. He's Dwayne Wade.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, your words, not mine.
It's funny because one of the Final Four. Do you guys remember that dude Slides video on the Madden guy that was really racist? That's one of the Final Four, Skimbo. So that's it's interesting that he.
Heard that name too.
I don't think that guy was racist. I think that guy just had his Twitter account like not hacked, but like, you know how people just their friends leave their Twitter account open, they just reply. It wasn't like racism. It was just the N word.
Okay.
Like there's other racism in the world besides using the N word.
Okay.
So I don't think he was racist. I think that's kind of a stretch to say he was racist. Now you could be, but just using N word doesn't make you racist.
Well, it's good to get your perspective on that, Tex. So what would you guys? What would I want to hear? What would you guys do for like say an Deion Sanders or Emmitt Smith code? What would you do for a Klondike bar? What would you do for an Emmitt Smith code? Texas.
If it was Ricky, man, I go to Houston. But if it's not Ricky, I don't give a damn. I don't want. I'm probably gonna get Emmett. Like I don't want to sound like an asshole. But you know what? If I do get an Emmitt Smith card, I'll give it away.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not a big fan of Emmitt Smith. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm not a fan of his cards. I probably have Bruising back and Battle Ready.
So
Dallas Kim. So I already got Zeke, so I'll just give him away if I end up getting one.
all right. So how about you, Bengal? Anything crazy or disgusting you do for an Emmitt Smith card?
I'd wake up like 2 minutes earlier than usual.
Fair enough. All right. So
What about you, man? What would you do for Emmitt Smith? What you got?
Oh man. Let's see. What kind of disturbing things wouldn't I do just for fun? I don't know. I guess I don't really care that much. The only reason I get the Emmitt Smith card is to put out a YouTube video and then use the what's the good SEO? How to get a free Emmitt Smith. That free shit bangs.
How
and
to
that's
get
the only
free
reason.
deletes, 0 coins
Boom.
spent.
Yeah.
There it is.
Type-
Bengals got it. Yeah. But
Sounds familiar.
otherwise, oh, go on. Sorry.
I said it sounds familiar. Texas, you want to weigh in on that?
No, I'm good. Nope, not at all.
All right.
We're not doing this.
So there was a theory put out by Zan, the Fat Five theory on offensive linemen, and basically he's saying you want big, like the fatter, the heavier the lineman, with the stronger the lineman, the better he'll be. You can kind of ignore run block, but get the low bronze guys that are really wide and heavy. Texas, what are your thoughts on his theory?
His theory is basically overalls don't matter, which has been a theory that's been in the community forever. And so I understand that Clint Oldenburg, I think they say his name, said that weight and size and all this stuff matters, but I don't believe that video proves anything. So I was talking to Clint about this earlier. He's saying that I didn't watch the video. He said that he didn't even show like the comparison and contrasting with the two different types of people in the lineup. He just showed basically just 5 bronze guys, and that was it. And so like I feel like there's kind of a lot of stuff that he left that could have been said to basically prove his theory. Cause it's just a theory right now. He's gonna be probably working at it some more, but he still left a lot of questions more than he helped answer.
Yeah, Bengal, how about you?
I've done strength testing myself, and I've seen it, and it doesn't matter at all. So I don't think that, first of all, that strength plays any factor in the run game. I just think that run blocking and stats when in the run game don't matter at all. Because I have this Pack-a-Punch series on my team where I start out with, shit players and get better. It's been done before or whatever. And I was running the ball really effectively when it first started out. I didn't have anybody on the line, so I just think that the way the game is, the defensive line to offensive line interactions are not good enough for any of it to matter. So run your bronze offensive lineman, run your silver offensive lineman, but I don't think the weight of them matters when it's not even included in the game for the ultimate team for the back of the card, right?
No.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, about Zan's theory. So his first video on it was just going through Muthead, and it showed like Muthead screens. He was just showing the different linemen. So he didn't Clickwood went through and did like hundreds of different tests on different strength attributes and ran them and took the average. So Clickwood's video, I loved. It was a great video showing it. Zan came out. He just put out another video though that I haven't watched, and I'm hovering over this video. He does show some gameplay in the middle of it, so I don't know if he does prove anything. But I'm gonna say I completely agree with Bengal. I did the testing myself in 16. Saw Clickwoods this year. Strength means shit, but I do feel like weight means something for running backs. Now running backs are different than offensive linemen. There's different animations, trucking animations for running backs and tackle situations. You know, EA bragged, I think it was going into Madden 16 or was it 17, I don't know, about the number of different animations they added in for the running back, ball carrier type of moves. Or the moves were in 17, but I think they added more trucking animations, whatever, in 16. Anyways, so the offensive line is coded differently than the running backs and their animations. So I don't know about weight on the offensive line. So that is something to test out. I think Clickwood said he might do some testing on that because he was talking about that too. So I look forward to that if Clickwood does it. But that is my opinion.
This game's just too inconsistent though to get like a good gauge on stuff, because I got gameplay of Jimmy Graham. You know he's not a good run blocker. No. But I got gameplay of him just out here run blocking fools like crazy. And then in the same game, my 99 overall right guard and Zach Martin can't block Marcus Peters. Like, this game is just way too inconsistent. Basically, get a good indication on what's good and what's not good. So many different factors, so much random bull stuff. Like, I don't know if confidence plays a factor. Maybe it's like the hot moments, the cold moments. I don't know. It just seems like there's no way to actually tell what actually matters over here in this game. Just put guys out there. Some guys will play better at certain moments. Some guys won't. Just depending on just how lucky or fortunate you are.
All right, about that with the Peters. So with a cornerback, I've seen this a ton and I hate it. So what they do is that they engage, and then like the guy disengages going backwards and then runs around the offensive lineman and then makes a tackle. Like, where in real life, if a defender, like if he was engaged with an offensive lineman and then he ran backwards, the offensive lineman would push him on his ass. Like, if your momentum's going backwards, the offensive lineman's going to continue with it and throw you over. Whereas in Madden, they disengage, the offensive lineman like looks for a new block and hesitates, and then the defender runs around and tackles your guy. So it happens more like on stretch plays than like inside zones or inside leads, but that's, I think, something maybe with the speed of the guy disengaging, going backwards, then around your blocker for the cornerback with Marcus Peters. But yeah, no. All right, that is any other thoughts on the Fat Five theory?
Yeah, for just running backs, real quick. Yeah. You show me a 96 overall Emmitt Smith. I'll show you an 84 Derrick Henry. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Same.
With the trucking, you're saying the Derrick Henry will truck a lot better.
Every Derrick Henry in the game is unstoppable. Everyone.
Yeah, it was shown last year by Mayamo Bear, one of my favorite guys. He doesn't do YouTube anymore. He only did a few videos on testing in Madden, but he did show that height and weight played a factor in Madden 16 into trucking animations. Now, he didn't do it in 17, but Clickwood did strength in 17. So that's it. I do agree with you though on running backs matters. All right, moving on. Super Bowl content. We have a lot of content. What are you guys' overall thoughts on the Super Bowl promo? Texas, I want to hear from you first.
My overall thought on the Super Bowl.
Like, did you like it compared to other ones?
No, I'm not a big fan of this one. The solo challenges are pretty terrible. I want to say poor, but they're not great. The packs right now are bad. Like, you got 3 golds, offense and defense, for past and present. Like so there's only 6 gold cards to pull from, and there's 3 or 4 elites for each team. It just doesn't seem like there's that many in packs to pull from. I do like the Marcus Allen. I do like the Julio Jones and the Malcolm Butler. Not a fan of the Reggie White. I think this promo could have been done like the playoff promo was, where they had the Falcons and Patriots sets with like maybe 20 silver, maybe 30 gold, and you could have got it. It had the same format essentially. Yeah. But I'm not a big fan of the way they have this set up. It could have been done a little bit better, because right now it's kind of just here. Like, it's not anything that keeps me entertained, like keeps me wanting to get these players. I'm just like, all right, it's in the game. I guess I'll just go play 2K.
How about you, Bengal?
I like it more than Texas does, because I'm just like a fiend for new content. I love when new players get introduced into the game. And I like that they're doing a limited legend every single day of this week, it seems, leading up to the Super Bowl. But other than that, I feel like, I agree with Texas on a lot of fronts. It could be way better. But I love the new content. The fact that you're just adding new players. Could be better players though. Antonio Freeman, Favre chemistry. Kidding me?
Yeah, it sucked for the limited time today. So I'm more leaning towards Texas. This is more of kind of a boring promo the way they did it.
Yeah,
it's kind of just the players are cool, but the way it's done is kind of like, meh, okay. I mean, I don't like Legends being 2 million coins on day one. Like 1 million coins I'm fine with. Then 1 million going down to like 500,000 by the time the promo ends would be cooler. Like, what was it? Thanksgiving, I think, did it really well with their Herman Moore. But, so, I don't know. It's kind of whatever. This is a mid-tier program at best for me.
Yeah.
How would you guys rank it versus the other ones? Like upper half, lower half, or in the middle? Texas.
I would probably say middle because like it's not one of the worst promos because like obviously the cards are going for a lot. Like the elite players are still 50,000 coins a piece. It seems like the gold players are 5K. So there's coins to be made here for those that want to play solo challenge or pull packs. Like there's coins here. So it's not like some promos where you pull packs and you get a bunch of collectibles that have no value. So I'm cool with that aspect of it, but it's not top tier because like at first the playoff content I hate it, but I'm like, no, this is not bad at all. And then you kept pulling like those 92 overall cards and then those linemen and those certain players that were going for like 60 to 80K. Like I really enjoyed that portion of it. With this promo I don't have that enjoyment pulling packs. I saw your bundle, I saw Will's bundle, I saw another guy's bundle. Y'all got nothing out of y'all bundles.
So bad.
So like they're terrible right now. So I'm not really a big fan of that. So that's why I got it the middle of the pack, but not bottom.
Not as bad as Color Rush. All right, Bengal, how about you?
Middle or lower. I like the new players. That's why it's in that middle range for me. There are coins to be made, but it's just not very exciting. And it's sometimes it's gonna be a struggle to make video game content exciting. But I feel like there's a way to do it. It's been done, and I don't know why they just don't go for similar themes as to things that work. This just seems weird.
Yeah, I guess maybe like. I agree that there are things that work and I like them when they do those things, but I also like when they experiment a little. And this one missed the mark, but I agree with you on that. But I guess they're trying to try new things.
I feel like this was done earlier in the year with the limited players to go into the. When I say limited, I mean like only a small amount. There are only 4 that go into the set for the Julio Jones, and they're not really that good. So they're going to be way overpriced. For no reason, essentially, I think.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah,
the high tire is not too crazy. The Coleman really isn't much better than his 91. And then they gave him route runner chemistry, so that way you can't get the 90 trucking or the 90 looseness on unless you're going to be using other players on the field to boost those particular ratings. Keanu Neal's 92 speed safety, but we got Landon Collins and Bob Sanders, so he's getting pooped on. And then Bennett has 84 speed, 85 run block for a tight end. And we got other guys in this game that are cheaper. They do the same exact thing. So, yeah, these cards really aren't the greatest. That Eric Williams is pretty nice, but they didn't give him Dallas Kim. Like, so a lot of issues I could take with this promo. But still, like, we got 6 golds, and then we got 6 elites. That's kind of ain't that many cards. That's so crazy.
Yeah, and I mean that Williams, that's like a guaranteed milestone, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
The only way I see it not being is because he's a legend, but then they gave it to Emmitt Smith, so I feel like you have to.
Yeah. All right, so I talked to a guy about the Frostbite engine stuff to wrap up that, and he said what I asked was, will a Frostbite engine will Madden need to be completely built from the ground up? And he said this is that scramble, not completely no. It will be a dramatic change, but it won't be from scratch, and legacy problems will likely remain. Matchmaking, pause glitching, and DC glitching will all be there. So they can.
Which means it's a copy paste. I'm right.
Yeah. So they can't.
All right, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, we didn't cut you off.
Yeah, no. So a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B. All right. Did you guys like that they did the 4 Legend weekend right before they put out the Super Bowl content? Kind of get people to buy packs that Saturday, then of course buy them again Monday. Seems kind of like the only time we've gotten 4 Legends are after the little Jimmy incident and right before the Super Bowl content. Convenient timing or what?
I'm more annoyed that they gave us a linebacker, receiver, and then some other guys this past weekend. Then Monday hits, and then we get a linebacker. Then today hits, we get a receiver. I hate how they kill the prices of cards in this game so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like I pulled the Derek Johnson. He was like 700K. He's 500K now because they dropped that damn
Singletary.
What's his face? Singletary. Like I just got him. I didn't even get a chance to play a game with him, and his price dropped down 200,000 coins. And so like I just don't like how they just gotta keep pooping on cards over here in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if this week we do get a right end and also get another position, another halfback. Well, we did get Marcus Allen, so that he did poop on the price of Adrian Peterson. But I do like the more stuff that I'll be able to pull in packs, because if you think about it, there's not much to pull in packs. Like on a Wednesday when there's like no team of the week content and no flashbacks, the highest overall cards you can pull is a 91 overall.
Huh.
Like it's JJ Watt or Gronk.
Well, you can.
That's pretty much it.
You can pull legends from packs, I think.
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can pull. Well, no,
I thought they added it.
Well, only limited time legends are in packs. So like on a Wednesday, I'm saying.
I thought I saw something a while back that you can pull
there's
set
flashbacks
legends.
in packs. I know you can pull like set flashbacks.
Okay.
But maybe not limited time. But I have not seen anybody pull a base legend out of a pro pack that has not been limited time.
Okay. Yeah, I guess now that you say that. Then again, I don't really pay attention to people's pulls. It's just, I don't know. Pulls just aren't very interesting to me, because it's like, basically I'm speaking from like a forum perspective. I spend a lot of time on the subreddit, and you see a ton of pulls always getting highly upvoted, and I'm like, oh, this content again, huh? Okay, well, let's just skip past this, because it just, I don't know. And then if you follow the EA Sports MUT Twitter account, you just see it over and over retweeted. So,
I'm
anyways.
blocked, so I can't.
Oh, are you? What'd you do to him?
I don't know.
You know what you did to him. Why you
I have
lying?
no idea, actually. I think it was...
You called them names. Let me go pull this tweet up real quick while you out here telling stories.
Not even a story. I have no idea why I was blocked. I think it was ridiculous. And I think it was an accident. But,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah. Well, it happens. You're just a badass.
Yeah, pretty much.
They need to preemptively ban you.
Got a subdivision of a video game that blocked me. That's pretty cool.
Wait, wait, say that again. The subdivision?
Yeah, like it's not like EA Sports, Madden NFL.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Just
it's not even
MUT.
the full game. Yeah. That's funny. So we also got Aaron Rodgers and Clowney as limited time cards. Like, so you guys are fans of limited time cards being in packs randomly? Bengal?
I think it's fun, but also, hey, maybe release it when the promo actually comes out. Not have people spend however much they're going to spend, not get the best cards in the promo.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny that we kind of saw EA's, how do we want to say, drop rate. So this Aaron Rodgers and Clowney were limited at 250 apiece, and after the first day, 70 had been pulled. So I feel like they gave these two cards the same drop rate they give these limited time cards on the weekend. But because they're numbered, what happened, like, I don't know, midday to late day Friday, I'd say more later in the night Friday, they upped the odds on them, and then like the 4 hours, like 150 of them were pulled because they didn't want them in packs the same time the 4 legends this weekend were in packs. So it's kind of crazy. They kind of gave us some information on their crap drop rates on these limited time cards. Texas, what do you think?
I'm kind of glad they were limited time, because if it was just a regular legend, a regular team of the year, just limited time card, we would never know that they had increased the odds on those items. So I'm kind of glad they did kind of leak what they do. So the odds are garbage, man. You guys see it right there. They're terrible. Like, how many were pulled the first 8 seconds? Like 70, and the rest were pulled the next day?
Yeah.
So that's bad. Yeah. Them odds, like, pulling cards out of packs are so rare. So it's I'm kind of glad they showed that. So that's kind of selfish too. Like, why didn't they want those cards in packs on Saturday? I'm so confused on that. That would have been like the greatest weekend ever. Pulling like 3 legends, like that would have been so great. 6 legends and 6 limited time cards in packs. That'd been nice.
Yeah, it would have. That would have really made it nice. Bengal, what are your thoughts?
I do like that they were limited. I like that they showed what they did with the drop rates, but everyone knows the drop rates are terrible. Have been. I pulled 1 limited card this entire year, and I ripped packs consistently, and it wasn't even supposed to be in the game. You guys remember that? I pulled a Bob Sanders like 4 weeks after it was out. I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's funny. I love that. Yeah.
Really at that time. So I'm like, yeah, Bob Sanders. Everyone's like, you're a liar. What did you do? I'm like, what?
You got them glitch.
Yeah.
Send it to us.
So that's the only time that I actually pulled a limited card. Wasn't even supposed to.
Yeah. Hey, so talking about limited time cards and high overalls, what do you guys think about the Equalizer? Now, there was some discussion between Wheels and Vic I saw today. The 99 overall and the 92 overalls playing the same on it. I mean, I don't know if you... Texas, do you think there's an Equalizer in the game?
I do think there is an equalizer over here in this game. Just because I play with an all gold gems team, there's some stuff that I can get away with where a guy with a higher overall team doesn't. And so if a guy comes out here at 99 block shit, I'm out here with just random gold offensive lineman. That goes back to our discussion earlier about like ratings not necessarily mattering. And I should get washed, but sometimes in this game you don't see just instant burials, because I think as casual fans, you don't want them to come into the game with a low overall team and just get squashed. So you got to have something in place in order to help them at least have a fighting chance. And Equalizer, I believe, is that fighting chance. Because if I'm going against you with a silver team or with a budget team, you should probably kill me. You should probably kill me with like just instant block sheds and just I shouldn't have a chance. It should be kind of like a college team playing the Patriots or playing an NFL team where there's no chance of winning at all because it's grown men versus little boys.
Yeah.
So I do believe the equalizer is over here in this game just based off of you see time and time again a guy with an 88 overall going in with the guy with a 97 overall, Kim down, they lose because Madden.
Yeah. Bengal, how about you?
Absolutely,
what do you think about the equalizer?
I feel like, again, I play with the same kind of team Texas does, but maybe even less so in my pack a punch thing. And I've had, I think, like 56 overall were my left and right tackle going up against top tier defensive ends. So you have like 70 pass block at the highest going up against like 95 finesse / power move, not getting beat once. I'm like, really? So you're going to tell me 95 power move doesn't beat 70 pass block once the entire game? It just, they don't obviously want people to be coming out here and getting killed because they're like, oh, I can't hang in the game. I'm going to put it down, never play it again. So yeah, definitely equalizer in the game. A lot of evidence for it.
To fix that, they could fix their online matchmaking for new players, which is still crap. I did a video on that. We talked about last week on the podcast.
Yeah,
and so that you wouldn't have those high overall players on the gold, but or the bronze players. But it happens, and it's unfortunate. It happens to the new guys, the ladders, they go against the high overalls. But about the equalizer, like the running game, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way it's coded. Where like, all right, on a run, because every defensive lineman has higher block shed than the guy across from him, just about. Like, because defensive linemen, they've been seems like they've been supercharged versus offensive linemen this year. We haven't got many offensive linemen, so like block sheds are going to happen no matter what. So you can take your offensive line. It's kind of the theory, but like I don't know. As to the equalizer, I don't think I've been playing. I've played really bad lately, and I've got the high overall team, and maybe I do need to downgrade a couple spots. Maybe get that overall lower. Maybe what I need to do is put a kicker in for my quarterback and see if the lower overall will help.
That might work. So how come they don't match up by salary cap? Like, why is there a reason why they don't do that? Because it seems that would basically fix all these issues. That way you're not really discovering equalizer.
I don't like the salary cap matchup theory, because then I can't pick on lower end teams with my high end team. Because if I'm just going against what's the point of getting a high end team if you're just going to match up against high end team? Just get a low end team.
But at the same time, I play Blitz Event every single week. I don't know if you've been playing that a lot.
Yeah, I have.
I get matched up with low overall teams all the damn time.
Really?
I rarely play somebody with like the team that I have.
Huh.
I see 91 overall, 92 overall Brett Favre. I just see a bunch of low overall stuff, but I go to head to head, it's basically like teams like mine. So it's kind of weird how like the matchmaking is in both those different events.
Yeah,
I feel like salary cap will be just a little bit easier to go off instead of a random arbitrary number like the ELO.
Yeah, that's true. I do like I don't know. Matchmaking's a bucket of worms. Bengal, what do you think?
I'm in the same boat.
Okay. Yeah, I do like the matchmaking by division, by skill level. I wish there was some way if they do that, but then like don't allow you to demote like people did last year. Like once you reach a level, you stay there, and that's kind of like where your bottom you go to.
So I'm not going to kill the demoted. So I demoted last year at MUTMen. Reason why? There was no point in me trying to win 10 games to make the playoffs, especially when the game had the DC glitch where you could fucking get disconnected for no reason.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I demoted last year wasn't because I was on to play lower competition. Because basically, I think they said explicitly that going into a different division doesn't necessarily mean you're going to play somebody in that division. But demoting last year was necessary because it was necessary because of the playing 10 games for a first round bye was stupid. Where I could play 7. Yeah. So I didn't understand that.
Here's the thing: I don't blame the people last year for matching up or for demoting. You kind of do because it's kind of a scummy thing to do to beat up on newer players. But I don't blame them so much as EA not fixing their system and not allowing once you get to All Madden second, you're not able to get demote below All Madden second. I do think the 10 games I think last year you were matched up by division. But
Okay.
I do not think their matchup system this year is any good. Bengal, any thoughts or any opinions on it?
I wish I had more to say, but I'm literally the exact same opinion.
Okay. All right.
I'm really glad that they this year they actually made it just 7 games throughout the entire thing, because now you can basically just play 7 games to get the playoffs. Like, I like that as opposed to having to play 10. So they did a good job this year, basically making you not want to demote based off that.
Yeah.
That was the issue. That's the reason why I demoted. I'm playing 10 games. Imagine like getting to the 9th game, then of course you get that you to do pause glitches you or some shit, and you get the loss. Like, so frustrating. So that's the reason why I did it. Defending myself and those other guys that probably did that for the same reason.
Yeah. It makes sense on like a logical level that the people would do that for the easier time. But anyways, we got a patch this past week, and now this patch, Rex Dixon tweeted out that this isn't the full gameplay patch. It took a little bit longer for the gameplay. So this is one that patched the field goal block. It added some notifications to our notification bar. They added a new tile to MUT seasons and playoff presentation and night games to MUT seasons. I don't know if we want to talk about all this. Well, maybe just a couple of ones near the start. So added some visual feedback. Addressed a bug that would not show you the low contract flow when exiting a MUT seasons game. It's just like minor things like that. And then, so that's what do you guys? I mean, obviously the field goal block, getting rid of that's positive. People who use that on ladder were scumbags. What do you guys think of the new notifications, though? I mean, do you like that those things are popping up constantly, Bengal?
I'd rather kill myself than see one of those things, honestly. I don't know when I force a fumble. I find out after the play.
Yes. That's so annoying. I'm like, fumble forced here? I didn't even know the ball came out.
Right.
Like, I think it's just a drop pass because there's nothing that pops up on the screen. It's like they remove the fumble feature when they add the notification in the game.
Yeah, it's so annoying. It's like, user hit stick. It's like, thanks, I know. I was usering, then I pressed the hit stick. I didn't need the game to tell me what I already know happened. User lurk. It's like, it's like they're being an old person that's using the word hip because they're trying to be, all hip and cool. It's like, whatever. I don't like it.
Have you ever seen the subreddit Fellow Kids?
I don't use Reddit really at all.
You don't read it? Okay, well, there's a subreddit that's Fellow Kids. It's basically tweets from like corporate accounts trying to like meme or do like stupid things to relate to kids. It's pretty hilarious. All right, Texas, your opinions on notifications?
I like the user juke and stuff, and like to see what my opponent's doing with like his guy. Like, it's kind of cool seeing user power move or user finesse move. Like I don't. It's one of like, how does that decide what's going to trigger? I'm just confused on that. So it's kind of fascinating. But again, with the fumble thing, it's annoying because you don't know when you force a fumble. But the user lurk thing, I don't mind that so much. I just don't know why they didn't use user pick. Like, why did they go with the word lurk?
Because it's hip.
Like, who got in their ear?
Is it lurk?
Is it hip though?
Is it lurk when you use it for the whole play and like a pick if you click onto the guy?
I think it's a click on. I think if you click on, it counts as well. So you can still get the click on user lurk nonsense.
Interesting. Yeah. So that's kind of like what for us. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get into Super Bowl predictions?
So I'm confused. So it said added visual feedback whenever certain chemistry abilities are used in MUT. So is that the thing you're talking about with the user pick? Like, what does that mean? Like, what is it? I don't know what that means at all. Like, I've not seen anything or anybody explaining what that particular phrase or sentence means.
I just read it there and I didn't understand what it meant, and so I just skipped over it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Can anybody down in the comment section let us know what that means? Because I thought like we would see some different things on like visually in the game if you had a chemistry active, like maybe like a. You got the Broncos, like Denver Kim active. You got Denver Kim secondary, like in the background or Madden. I don't know. I thought it'd be something like that, but I don't know what the hell that is. It doesn't do a good job explaining what the hell that is.
Could it be because some chemistries weren't showing on the player, like the depth chart? So now that not the depth chart, but the team lineup page, that they weren't always stacking correctly. Maybe that's it. Added visual feed.
It's still not stacking. It's still not stacking correctly if you go to your screen.
I don't know what the visual
feedback
would be.
Yeah. I don't have any idea what that means either. Okay. Well, let's go get to Super Bowl predictions.
All right. Bengal, would you like to go first?
Sure. It's hard to pick against the Patriots, as I think they're, the most well-coached team of all time, probably. That being said, I am going with the Falcons. Maybe just because I want that to happen so badly. But I think the Falcons have a really good offense. And their defense played exceptionally against the Packers. So I think, I'd rather choose a hot team over the best team, maybe.
I hate that analysis.
All right, Tex?
I hate that hot team analysis. So I don't have a prediction for the Super Bowl because I don't want to be wrong. But according to some people, the Patriots' offense is actually really good considering they played a bunch of top defenses this entire year. Their defense has not been tested. So what I'm going to say here is we should get a high-scoring game based off that. Patriots' defense not that good. Their offense is really good. So, and the Falcons' defense is terrible. Don't say they're a hot defense or playing.
They played amazing. How can you?
They had no receivers. Like they're out here throwing the ball to fat number 80. Like they had no receivers out there, dog. Like none. So it's not a hot team.
I'm not even talking about the.
They also play the Seahawks too.
I'm not talking about the secondary. I'm talking about the pass rush. The Packers have one of the best.
The pass rush isn't good either. No, it's just one dude. Everybody knows. Everybody else is is nameless, man. Trust me, you're gonna see the defense get picked apart.
I can name that entire defensive line.
I play Mutt. I got Rasheed Hageman. I play Mutt.
He's not even the best defensive tackle on that team.
I'm telling you, man, you're falling to the hype right now. Trust Cian Fahey. Trust in Cianaf when he tells you.
How to say his name
Falcons
correctly.
defense.
How do I trust you?
It's Cian Fahey. It's Cian Fahey.
Grady Jarrett is one of the most underrated defensive tackles in the league for the Falcons.
What does that even mean? How do you even measure that? Like, what does that even mean? Like, how do you prove he's the most underrated tackle in the league? You're talking nonsense right now. Show me some metrics. Show me some metrics, man. Go to Pro Football Focus and show me.
Profile.
I don't have an account. Buy me one real quick so I can look at it. All right. But regardless, the Patriots' offense is really good. Their defense ain't that great. Falcons' defense is terrible outside of one person on that team, and Vic Beasley. And their offense is really high-powered. So it's going to be a high-scoring game, I think, based off that. That's my prediction. High-scoring game.
Nice. So why won't you give us a winner, man? Just pick the Patriots.
Well, I can't pick the Falcons. I can't pick the Patriots. I can't pick a team that deflates footballs. That also has a quarterback that is a Trump supporter, and also can't pick the Falcons because they're in a division of the Panthers. So I'm just going. It's a high scoring game.
Stop sitting on the fence, man.
What do you want me to do, man? I'm pulling Tom Brady, man. You asked me a question about the president. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and sidestep it, man. Go ahead and just walk away. Put my Tom Brady on right now.
Disappointing. Yeah,
what's your prediction? What you got?
I ran a simulation on my YouTube channel of the game, and Atlanta ended up winning in overtime. So I'm gonna go Atlanta in OT.
Atlanta in OT. What was the score?
It may have been. It was 16-10. So not very high scoring at all. Yeah.
That's.
Both teams came out running the ball. Surprisingly enough.
That's Madden simulation for you. I know all about that, unfortunately.
Well, it makes sense, though. The Falcons said everything go with the run. So you stop the run, you stop their entire team.
Well, don't they have Julio Jones?
No, I think he's going to sit out this one, see how it goes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he misses some toes as well. But that's what people like. Nobody knows what's going to happen, obviously. But people will go back and watch the film and say the Falcons set everything up with the run. You stop those two running backs, and you have a good chance of winning the game. Which kind of sounds crazy considering they have Julio Jones, but that's what everybody's saying. Stop those two guys. And not everybody. That's what the experts who watch the film are saying. Because everybody's out here saying Patriots are going to win because Tom Brady is better than Joe Montana and all the other quarterbacks in the league. So, and they're the hot team. That's what Bengal uses. That great analysis that he likes right there. Great analysis, man. That's groundbreaking. It's news I never heard of.
They played.
You know who's a hot team? You know who's a hot team? The Cowboys.
One of the
you know who's a hot team? The Cowboys. They lost.
Lines in the NFL.
The offensive line is great. Alex Mack puts that team together.
The Packers, the Falcons' defense destroyed them.
Yeah, because one of their guys went out with injury in the middle of the game.
You're saying that one player takes down the entire offensive line?
Yes.
How can you explain the right tackles getting beat? How can you explain David Bakhtiari being
Vic Beasley's a beast.
Bitch?
Vic Beasley's a beast. Why you gotta call him a B word, man? Dude will kill you in real life.
He would swallow me whole, spit me back out, and eat me.
That's so disrespectful. That's probably why I got wild about because you don't know how to talk to people. Just so blatantly disrespectful.
You're getting me a little bit fired up, so that's why I'm coming with the heat. I'm not gonna lie.
So blatantly just being mean right now.
I didn't say he's a bitch. I said he was made to look like a bitch.
You said he was a bitch. You said he was
replay back the footage.
That's insulting. That's insulting, dog. That's insulting.
I've never claimed to be a nice guy.
Why we gotta say people like a bitch? That's kind of mean to females. I mean, you're sexist too, man.
I'm actually
the last time I have you on this podcast.
I'm actually to refer back to the intro of the video, not referring to women, but to canines. Shout out to Gut Fox.
Dogs are dope, man.
I'm a cat guy myself.
All right. I guess that's all we got for you guys today. Gut Fox has the Falcons winning, and so does Bengal, and I got a high-scoring game.
Basically, you have the Patriots winning.
I don't have that at all. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. It's not what I said, guys. It's not what I said.
Just take whoever wins, like you were talking about them from before the season started.
It's not what I said, man. High-scoring game, so I'm rooting for. Man, if I could root for a tie, I would do that, but I can't do that right now because it's not allowed.
Nope. Stop sitting on fences, man.
I'm going to keep sitting on this nice post.
Nice.
It's comfortable.
Nice. But yeah, I'm good. Hey, Bengal, thanks for coming on and joining us.
It was a pleasure.
Man, appreciate
I
it.
hope I can do it again at some point in the future. If Texas will have me back, we'll see how that goes due to the end of this.
Possibly, man, possibly. We'll see. Well, my audience on my channel this time. They mean to you, man.
Oh,
so
they
see
hate
what they say. They're not a fan of them. But hopefully this episode they like your analysis of the CFM, because that's actually stuff that I didn't know about, and I'm trying to get into CFM, and I appreciate you coming on, letting us know what you like and dislike about it, what you want to see going forward, man. It was enjoyable.
Your viewers will call me a faggot either way, so we'll see.
I mean,
you don't even know, Guy Fox. I come on this channel, I'm being whatever. They're like, this guy's a faggot, right? Like, what do you want?
God.
Am I not Victionary HD? Is that what I'm doing wrong?
Yeah. I guess I don't know. Cullenberger had a pretty poor reception on my channel. I think people just don't like outsiders for some reason. So I actually should check out Texas's first one with me on it, the podcast. Check out those, because I probably got similarly trashed. So.
I would doubt it.
they loved you, man. They just want me to put stuff in the background. They want me to put more effort into this, and I'm going to, man. You guys are gonna be seeing some timestamps, some gameplay, and hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Yeah. Thanks, Texas.
Thank you, Gut Fox. Thank you, Bengal.
Goodbye.
Thank you guys for watching and listening. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, and we out.